Hello friends, and welcome back to Mrs. Carnes and Me. Today, we're leaving Belgium behind and boarding a train to Frankfurt, Germany. Once we arrive, we start exploring this charming city, crossing the iconic Eiserner Steg pedestrian bridge, wandering the historic Old Town Square, and visiting a lively local market. Of course, no visit is complete without trying some new foods you can only find here in Frankfurt. Come along with us as we explore a new city, make new memories, and experience Frankfurt, Germany for the very first time. Thanks so much for watching. Good morning. It's leaving day, never a good day, but we've had such a good time, so we're off to Frankfurt this morning. I'm going to miss the Amigo. Back again. Check the board. Ready to go.
Good morning, friends. It's a travel day for Mrs. Carnes and me. We are sadly leaving Brussels. About to get on a train and head back toward Frankfurt to begin the journey home. We take a train ride to Frankfurt, spend one night there. We're going to take a little walk around Frankfurt and show you some sights there. And then we'll get up in the morning and head back towards Singapore Airlines 777-300 to take us back across the Atlantic Ocean. And so we are so very glad that you've tuned in to watch us. We appreciate you very much. Take a minute, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. It's free, and it would make my ego feel a lot better to know you are part of our YouTube family. So thank you so much for tuning in to Mrs. Carnes and Me.
Today we're traveling from Brussels to Frankfurt aboard a Deutsche Bahn ICE high-speed train, the ICE 8013. It's a direct journey over just 3 hours, and we're riding first class. With wide leather seats and a quiet 2-1 configuration, extra legroom, footrest, power outlets, and free high-speed Wi-Fi. Our reserved seats are clearly marked, making the journey completely stress-free. First class also includes lounge access in both Brussels and Frankfurt, with complimentary snacks and drinks. The conductor brought these chocolates around. They were good. You took a bite of mine already. The ride is smooth and relaxing, the scenery flies by outside the window, and before we know it, Frankfurt AM Main Hauptbahnhof appears. Proof that a great train journey makes the travel day part of the adventure. Our time in Belgium has come to a close, and it's a little bittersweet. We've had such a wonderful time there, and saying goodbye is never easy. But that's the beauty of travel. Just as one chapter ends, another is ready to begin. Getting an Uber is easy, and soon we're driving through Frankfurt, taking in our first impressions of a city where modern skyscrapers rise along centuries of history. Our home here is the Steigenberger icon Frankfurt Hof, a grand hotel that has welcomed guests since 1876. Located between the financial district and the historic Old Town, its timeless elegance and storied past, including a facade that survived World War II, make it the perfect place to begin our next adventure. A new city, new memories, and we're all in. While Me gets us checked in, I start exploring, and this hotel is full of beautiful spaces. There are elegant rooms just for sitting and lingering, cozy reading rooms lined with books that you can borrow, and quiet corners made for taking a call or just slowing down for a moment. Every hallway feels like a gallery with stunning artwork and fresh flowers around every turn. There's a gorgeous bar, inviting and refined, and everywhere you look, thoughtful details make the hotel feel special. We've been upgraded to a junior suite, and the room is, well, sweet. A large, comfy bed, a sitting area, and a spa-like bathroom, complete with a shower that can light up in every color if you want it to.
And here is the bathroom. Look at this thing. 2 sinks. Love it. Love it. I love 2 sinks. I love a makeup mirror. I love all the cute little amenities. I love the big bathtub with a TV. Towel warmer. Love that. Look at that. It's a little closet to put some clothes in. Bathroom, and look at the shower with the green light. Probably changes. And more amenities, yay team. But yeah, look at that. Oh look, now it's blue. It does turn colors. That's kind of cool. Heated floors. All the things.
The closet, well, it's big enough to live in, and the amenities are everywhere. I honestly can't think of a single thing that they've forgotten. They even left us a little bottle of wine as a welcoming gift.
It's really cute, isn't it? Little teeny bottle of wine and chocolates, it looks like. Makes you feel special when they bring stuff like that, doesn't it? No.
This hotel is grand, with spaces we probably never even saw, but my favorite detail might be the sign scattered throughout that read, "Get a taste of the good life." And since we're definitely living the good life, I think we picked the perfect hotel for our night in Frankfurt.
It's a cute little elevator.
Little European elevator.
Yeah.
We are off to head toward the
Kleinmarkthalle.
Kleinmarkthalle. That's terrible German. The Klein Market, I think, is probably in English what it says. It says it's a 7-minute walk away, 8 minutes maybe now. We were moved to a different spot, but be there in a couple of minutes. And it closes at 4, so Mrs. Carnes wants to go, so we are heading that way right now.
This is my view outside the hotel. Look at that. But I'm going this way.
We head to Kleinmarkthalle with big plans. I've got a list of Frankfurt foods I want to try, and me is fully committed to getting a famous sausage from Schreiber. Or at least he was until we see the lines. Every single line is 20 to 30 minutes long, and even though it's shoulder season, the beautiful Sunday weather has brought out what appears to be the entire population of Frankfurt. Me takes one look, checks the link, and suddenly decides he's not that hungry after all. Since we're already here, we walk it anyway. The Kleinmarkthalle truly has everything. It's a feast for the eyes, the nose, and apparently everyone else in the city. Meats, cheeses, breads, desserts, all of it look amazing. Unfortunately, it also requires Olympic-level patience, and me did not stretch for that today. So we pivot and head to Römerberg Square, where Frankfurt's history steals the show. Surrounded by medieval half-timbered buildings like Römer City Hall and the Frankfurt Cathedral, it feels like stepping straight into the past. We wander the charming streets, find a cozy cafe, and me pulls off his greatest achievement of the day, snagging us a seat. We celebrate with a Frankfurt specialty, crown cake, proving once again that when Plan A involves lines, Plan Cake is the clear winner.
We have our crown cake, and we've got the apple strudel with vanilla sauce and an ice cream. Oh, and our drink is a macchiato. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
To try the crown cake because I've made a crown cake before, but I haven't tasted one in Germany ever.
The original?
Well, yeah. I follow a German lady that has a lot of good recipes, and so I made that. And it was really good, but I want to try to see if it tastes the same.
Oh, thank you. And my strudel has arrived. So this apple strudel is fantastic. Vanilla sauce is very sweet, but not overly sweet. Very, very nice vanilla accent flavor. And the ice cream looks like a vanilla bean ice cream. So I had a bite of the strudel. I've not mixed it with the ice cream. I think this is going to be like apple pie all alone.
All right, we're going to give them a try.
Looks too good to eat.
It does, but it's cute. So I'm going to try the crown cake. And the crown cake is famous here in Frankfurt because this is where they crowned all of the German emperors. Would it be emperors and Kaisers? Yeah. So that's where the crown cake came from. It's got cherry in the middle. See that? Look.
I did see that.
That middle part's got a cherry in the middle of it. I did not do that to mine. It's really good. It reminds me of a strawberry shortcake almost, with the cherry flavor.
Yeah.
But that's what it's kind of like. It's good.
Well, these are the remnants. Is it good?
It's very good.
I agree.
Very good.
I think your crown cake is a little better than my strudel.
My crown cake was delicious. That's all I'm gonna say. It was delicious. Now I'm inspired to go home and make another one.
So we popped into this little place because we had seen it on someone's YouTube video, and I don't know if it's the first 70-degree day of the spring or it's Saturday afternoon here in Frankfurt. There are a million people. We tried to go to the market. There's no way we could film in there. There were thousands of people milling around. There's some sort of big protest going on down in the main square. So we're trying to make the best of a really, really, really crowded Frankfurt Saturday afternoon in Frankfurt.
Surprised that it's so crowded.
It's very, a little bit surprising, but we got a couple other stops, so we're gonna finish this up and keep on trucking.
Next, we visit the Cathedral of St. Bartholomew, often called Frankfurt's first skyscraper. Its striking tower rises nearly 95 meters into the sky, an impressive feat considering it was built in the 15th century. For centuries, this cathedral played a central role in German history, as 10 German Roman emperors were crowned here, making it one of the most important ceremonial sites in the Holy Roman Empire. Built in Gothic style from distinctive red sandstone, the cathedral has long been a symbol of Frankfurt's political and religious significance. When we arrive, Mass is underway, so our visit is brief and quiet. But even in those few moments, the beauty and sense of history inside are undeniable. Standing here, it's easy to feel the weight of centuries and imagine the important moments that unfolded within these walls. From the cathedral, we stroll back through Römerberg Square, taking our time to admire the beautiful buildings, half-timbered architecture, and the lively fountain at the center of the square. It's the kind of place that invites you to slow down and simply look around. Our next stop is Old St. Nicholas Church, one of the oldest churches in Frankfurt. Dating back to the 12th century, this small Gothic church has long served the people of the old town. For centuries, its bells have marked the hours of daily life in Römerberg, creating a sense of continuity in a city that has seen enormous change. Inside, the church feels peaceful and intimate. Soft light filters through the windows, highlighting the simple beauty of the space and the centuries of history held within its walls. After the grandeur of the cathedral, Old St. Nicholas offers a quieter, more personal glimpse into Frankfurt's past and a moment of calm in the heart of the city. We make our way toward our next stop, Atschel, an Apfelwein tavern. As we go, we walk along the river and cross over for some truly beautiful views of the city. This is the main river, which runs straight through Frankfurt and has shaped the city's history, trade, and skyline for centuries. From here, you can really see the contrast: modern towers on one side, historic neighborhoods on the other. Along the way, we come to the Church of the Teutonic Order, and of course, we step inside because I can't resist a beautiful church. Built in the 18th century Baroque style, this Roman Catholic church is both elegant and peaceful, with richly detailed interiors and soaring spaces that feel almost hidden from the busy city outside. It also houses the Frankfurt Icon Museum, making it a unique blend of art, history, and faith. With the light streaming in, it's absolutely stunning inside and well worth the visit. From here, we continue on to Atschel, a traditional Apfelwein tavern dating back to the 1800s. This is the kind of place where history, hospitality, and good food come together. Atschel serves classic regional dishes and traditional apple wine, something I've been looking forward to trying. We're dining in the garden today, surrounded by what feels like all locals, and the place is completely full. I'm so glad we made a reservation because we might not have gotten in otherwise. We try Frankfurt's famous green sauce, made with 7 fresh herbs, along with hand cheese, with onions, or as they would say, with music. We also order schnitzel, and me goes all in with the pork knuckle, one of the house specialties. The seating here is communal, and we end up sharing a table with some wonderful people from Frankfurt. Between their English and our very limited German, we get along fabulously, proving once again that great food and shared tables have a way of bringing people together. That was our friend over there. He was so nice. He waited on us.
I think he just got off
sweet.
Midi.
He probably did, yeah. He was super sweet. So, anyway.
So on the train over from Brussels today, Mrs. Carnes got online and figured out what we wanted to do when we were in Frankfurt. One of the things was she wanted to come to an apple wine bar, like the one behind me, Atschel, and try apple wine, some good authentic German food. And we had a great meal. I had pork knuckle, she had a schnitzel. We had some hand cheese, which was really good. Cheese and like a vinegar with diced onions on top to eat on buttered bread. And then we got a apricot shot of something. I forget what they called it. We'll put the name under here. Mesplacen. We'll put the name under here. But it was very sweet, just very light, nice finish.
Supposed to eat that first, I think. That's what the people in the restaurant were doing a minute ago. I was watching them. Yeah, they ate it in one bite. They ate it in one bite, and then they drank this stuff down, like kind of like a shot. Yeah. It's apricot.
Very nice sweet apricot. Very sweet. Not too strong.
The after dinner thing. Did you like it?
Oh, no, it was very good, actually. Very sweet, nice apricot. If you're in Frankfurt, come to this place. I think we were the only Americans in the whole joint, but they were very kind to us.
They were.
Very pleasant.
Very nice.
Shook our hands when we left. It was a wonderful place to have dinner tonight.
It's just a nice little neighborhood over here.
It is.
Yeah.
Come get yourself a bimble of apple wine, and that's the recommendation for Mrs. Carnes and me. So behind me is the Iron Bridge, which sounds like it would be on the Game of Thrones, but it's actually here in Frankfurt. And it leads across the Main River. Frankfurt has 2 different nicknames. One is called Manhattan instead of Manhattan, because that's a Skyline. The other nickname is Bankfurt, because this is the center of German banking in the country. So we're going to walk across this. Mrs. Carnes was talking about how it reminded her of crossing the Halfpenny Bridge when we were in Ireland. I may have a picture or a link. We'll show where we did that before.
As the day comes to a close, we make our way back to the hotel, taking one last look at Frankfurt. It's hard to believe how much we experienced in just one day. The history, the food, and the quiet moments, and the memories that made this place feel special. There's always a little sadness when a trip begins to wind down, but it's mixed with so much gratitude for the journey and all the moments that made it unforgettable. This has been such a wonderful way to end our time here, and we're already carrying these memories with us as we head toward home. Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure. Be sure to come back next week as we travel home on Singapore Airlines. We know that we are living the good life, and we hope that you are too. Prost!